Ricky, thank you so much for the time, and we appreciate it. And welcome. This is the first time I'm talking to you as NXT champion, so congratulations.
Thank you. It's crazy, huh? Look at us now. Wow. Can't believe it.
How does it feel? Like, we've had a long relationship here on the show on Busted Open, and I'm always very thankful for the time that you've given this brand, and you've always given a lot of it. But now you are the face of a brand. You're the face of NXT. How does it feel?
Man, it's great. Like, there's a point in your life where you work very hard for things and you know the things that you want. And then when you're given it, it kind of just feels just right. So I'm not gonna say that I'm surprised by this or anything like that, but it's good to be in this position because it allows me to basically show everyone everything that I felt about myself already.
That's kind of where I was going to go is, do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder? Just because when I watch you cut a promo and I watch you bring that emotion to the television show, and when you grab that microphone, I know for a fact it is going to be pure fire because I feel every word you say. And are you harboring a chip? Are you harboring like the naysay, the bullshit that kind of people labeled on you, when you were leaving AEW and moving to the next phase, and they're going, well, he's going to go to NXT. Is there something there that's driving you every time you grab that microphone? Because we know you're a hell of a wrestler in the ring, bell to bell, but the level of a promo that you bring, the emotion you bring, is something that not everybody can do.
Yeah, uh, I even to this day, I still have a chip on my shoulder, and it's not just from one thing. The stuff from you can pull from the reaction from AEW fans to hear it, and vice versa. But it's even beyond that. It's even, you know, I'm sitting across the table from an athlete who looks at me differently, as if he's better than me, as if he uh, has somehow had a step above me based off of what I've done outside of those four walls. Those types of feelings I still harbor because it is true, and it still is something that I'm dealing with every day when I go to the PC or, when I'm talking to someone. The fact is that I don't want anyone to ever look at me as a less than and then treat me that way. So I'm always fighting for those things. And so the fire that you see and that emotion comes from a real place because it is alive. I don't think it'll ever go away. And I think the day that it does, I think I'm screwed. I think I'm screwed. But I appreciate it for that. And I figured out a way to use that type of frustration that I still have.
You know what's amazing, Ricky, and I don't know if you had like a quote unquote 5-year plan, but I look back at the pandemic and where you were during the pandemic and being a part of the NWA and then getting signed by a major company and then going to the WWE and winning a championship. It feels like, man, if you wrote it, you couldn't write it any better than the way that it's played out, like these 5 years for you. Like, did you have that kind of like 5-year plan for yourself?
No, it, it sounds so bad. I don't have those types of plans in mind anymore. And I don't know where that came from. I think I am a person that I kind of just, things just come to me. One day they just come to me. And in the moment I feel it and I bet on it. And when you put in that perspective, it does make me go, huh. I don't think of my story as anything like crazy or anything like that. But it is interesting when we go from NWA to AEW to now WWE. That's not something I would have ever predicted. Now, along the way, there are things that I want to hit. These are milestones that I'm trying to work towards and whatnot. And even in when I accomplish those milestones, there's something that happens that I go, oh, I know that this is not what I want. So in turn, I know what I do want. You feel me? So that is a thing that I'm very cognizant of when it comes to how my life has kind of planned out here, especially my career.
I think I had an O-line coach through college, and he always would yell this line at us every day at practice, and it kind of reminds me of what you're saying there. But he's like, every day you get better or you get worse. You never stay the same. And I
Yeah.
always love that because when he talks about a 5-year plan, like that's the same how I am. I'm like, I'm not looking 5 years down the road. I'm looking at today. Am I going to do better today at what I want to accomplish? Because that'll get me ultimately to where I want to go, whether it's in 6 weeks or it's in 5 years. So it's really cool for me to hear you say like that's kind of your philosophy is every day I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to bust my ass and it's going
Yeah.
to take me where I want to go. I don't need to have that end date on my calendar that at 5 years I need to be at this point. And I think that's why you've found so much success. So are you clicking with anybody in particular in the NXT and the PC? Because there's so many great coaches, so many great writers. I mean, being around HBK,
Oh
uh,
man.
Russo as the writer is incredible, and I loved sitting with him when I was there. Is there somebody or a coach you're clicking with that's really helping you elevate what you're doing?
No, I'm gonna give you the political answer. There's no one in particular, guys, that everyone's great, everyone's perfect. No, Sean is awesome. Sean is great because Sean can give you. I remember one time Sean pulled me aside and he goes, you're not like a typical, and I hate to even pull the curtain like that, but he's like, you're not a typical baby face. You kind of, I get it. And so it's always good to have that type of perspective because too often you have someone's idea of what something is supposed to be and they try to put it on you. And it's like, yeah, it ain't working. This is a square. You have a round object here. It's not meant to happen. Russo's great too because Russo's able to apply logic in a situation that in turn gets you to a point where, okay, I know what you're trying to explain here. I see it from my view, and let's meet at the middle. And so it always makes good stuff when that happens, when someone can explain it to you, and then like, oh, okay, you're talking about this. That's where the chemistry lies in. There's so many great coaches there. You have Terry there, you have Carino, you have Moss. All of these people bring their own type of expertise, and especially for people I had been watching. I remember watching Moss on like a Facebook video where he has owns training school, or watching Carino or watching Terry at the Superdome. So there are different things that each coach brings that I in particular am so happy about. Like, as the nerd in me, I'm like, oh, thank God, this is all I want. I want resources and they're available.
As a fan, and I'm totally guessing here because obviously I'm always going to be on the outside looking in. But I would think as a wrestler, you always want to push the boundaries, whether it's in the ring or on the microphone. And now, like Shawn Michaels, who was known as somebody who always pushed as far as he could go, does he ever try to slow you down and you kind of look at him like, really? Like you were the guy that 25, 30 years ago were pushing these same type of boundaries?
Well, I think there's certain times where Sean does like, oh man, come on. But for the most part, he lets me run free because it's easier to let somebody run free and then wrangle them in as opposed to you're putting them in a straight box and they don't have room to move. So I think he appreciates that, and I of course appreciate it because that's all I ever wanted. Um, but I'm not to that point where I'm pushing it to the point where we have a networks call or something like that. Maybe one day. Who
Okay.
knows? It's gonna happen.
Now that you're carrying the flag of NXT, does it put any added weight on you to continue to elevate what you're doing? Because some champs get comfortable. I mean, I don't think you're one of those guys because you talk about how hungry you are and all of those things that are fueling you. But does having that weight of that championship, because you worked your ass off to get it, is there a sense of relief that you got it now, or is it more of a sense of hunger of now I'm really going to show these motherfuckers what I bring to the table?
No, it is more. So one thing about me is that I'm never really seeking the validation of somebody else. Like, if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I don't. It doesn't bother me either way. What I am more focused on is now that I am champion, every day I'm literally trying to prove it to myself. I'm trying to prove it to myself that I'm every bit of what I say that I am, and I'm every bit of what I believe that I am. So the pressure still stays the same. If not, there's a little bit more to it because you have a lot of people who are not only going to try you, and think that they can still get one over on you. So you're having to fight that. On top of that, you're having to be the flag bearer, and any issues that may come up, you're the one that's taking all the blame for it. So I'm navigating all that because there's no book on how to be the guy. You just end up being the guy. You get thrown out there and you either sink or swim. And so I am trying to prove it to myself every day that hell yeah, I did this, I am the guy. I did this, I am the guy. Okay, I stumbled there, doesn't matter. I'm still the guy because I made up for it on, that type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So every day I got pressure, even before I had the championship. I am a guy that came from somewhere else. and there's people that look at me differently because I am champion. And I need to make sure that there's no room for them to even have there can't be any holes in my game at all.
Are you happy? Are you comfortable? Is it like family now at this point since you've been with the WWE?
I think the day that I'm comfortable is the day I should retire. So no, I'm not comfortable, and I'm glad, but I am happy. Um, Everything has been good. Everything has been like in a way, everything I had been looking for, not looking for, but wanting fulfillment and the creativity, expressing that for a year. I'm getting that. So I can't I can't ask for anything better, especially in the situation. If you really think about it, within 8 months, I was already North American champion, and now I'm the NXT champion. That's that's wild, but I'm not surprised.
And you had to topple a beast to get that NXT title, which,
Yeah,
in Oba, I mean, that we thought his reign was going to last forever to an extent, and then you finally put an end to it. Now you're dealing with Trick Williams. He's throwing fits. You all are brawling all over the place. What's next? What's the next step for you in your mind? Like, where do you want to take this title? Where do you want to take Ricky Saints? Is it to the main roster? Is it to headline a PLE in the next 6 months? Like, what is the next step for you? Not 5 years down the road, but next week, once you deal with Trick, what's next?
I think I honestly think the next step would be either uh let's actually mix it up. Let's take somebody from the main roster and bring them down here and see how a NXT champion compares up to one of those guys. Or even then, there's so much talent. The talent pool at NXT is so deep. You have someone like Javon Evans, you have someone like Miles Bourne, you have these different people on the way up. I have no problem showing the different styles and the contrast, at least, between me and these people. And especially when it comes to experience level, I have no problem like showing that off. So those are areas that I'm really interested in, just because it mixes it up. It's a little bit different, but also too, it gives you a glimpse into the future of what we have at NXT. On top of that too, it can show you like, oh, well, the NXT champion can hang in there with anyone.
I have a dream match in store for you. My
Is it Tommy
personal
Rich? I wouldn't be
I,
opposed to it. I really wouldn't be opposed to it. I would be down for
That popped the whole offense.
it.
I have my personal dream match for you. Do you have one?
No, not anymore.
No?
There's Listen, there's so many people that I wouldn't mind wrestling. Wherever you're at, I would go down to the local shindy and wrestle someone there. That's where I'm at. I don't mind, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all good as long as there's money to be made. I'm fine with it.
I see though on the horizon Ricky Saints versus Cody Rhodes.
I
Yeah,
knew he was going there.
you know, I could see that being a great matchup too. I think the last time we wrestled was my debut for AEW, actually. Or no, there was a tag match after that, but singles wise, yeah, that was it.
And it just feels like there's a story there. Like that screams, at some point a WrestleMania match.
I like that. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, there's history. I mean, it started the whole fire when you came. Was it Mania in? God, where were we?
Where was it? It was
Rumble.
Philly.
It was Rumble. No, it was Rumble.
Yeah.
And you were backstage, and it started that whole fire. I mean, you could start the story back from there. Like,
Yeah.
what you guys could do with it would be crazy.
There's so much. I feel like there's so much to it, because when you add a real life friendship to things, and you actually have evidence of history of how things have gone, I feel like the story is within itself, and I'm sure within time we'll get to that point. But it's always funny to hear that like that's one of people's like dream matches. Which, hey, I'm with it 1,000%, obviously.
And then one other thing for me, and I'm that fan, Ricky. That's not Gunther. That's Walter. How can it change his name to Gunther? When your name change happened, now it's like it's natural. It didn't take long at all. Where this is Ricky Saints. Like, did you know that? Like, did you know like when the change happened that, oh yeah, man, this is who I am. I love it. And then it's before long the fans are going to be completely invested in it.
Yeah, I wasn't stressed about it only because I'm still the same person at heart. And even then, when I'm in like the airport, people still call me Starks. They call me Starks. They go, "I'm so sorry. Call me Saints." Blah blah blah. Like either way, you still know who I am. So I am appreciative and thankful for that in itself. Um, but I didn't really think about how long it would take. I just knew that it would happen, and eventually people would be like, "Okay, yeah, I can see it. I can get with it now."
I love it. Ricky, I want to thank you for the time, man. Congratulations on all the success. You have earned it, and I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show this morning.
It's great to be back, man. It's great to see you, Dave. Tom, we've talked. You've been
Oh
a big
man,
supporter for a very long
always.
time. I don't think people know that. So I
No,
always appreciate you.
We
This was
appreciate
great.
you, man. We appreciate you, man. Continued success.
keep killing it, brother.
Well,
Thank you guys.
continued success until you face Cody Rhodes. But
Oh, okay.
but in the
Gotcha.
meantime, continued success.
Thank you.